Why should a local United Way take on the Strengthening Families initiative? Because it's one of the most impactful and monumental things you can do when you create strong families, because it's a ripple effect. When families are stronger, you have stronger communities, and I don't know anybody that doesn't want, a stronger community. Imagine driving in a community, you saw a sign that says we're a Strengthening Families community. You would want to live there. And essentially that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create stronger communities by implementing those Strengthening Families protective factors in organizations that support families and in communities.
One important place to start is with what you already do. I think that when people adopt this as a framework and start to look at all of the ways that they already build those protective factors in their work, it validates a lot of what they do, and I think that's an important place to start from. It also gives them a common language to understand and to be able to communicate internally and externally why all of the things that United Way already does in communities is so important and has such an impact on children and families. It gives them a new space of intentionality. And I think there's a lot of opportunities that United Way is bringing to the table to make this bigger and more available to any family.
With Strengthening Families, it's a point at which it's subtle. You don't even know you've moved in. You don't even know that you've unpacked your bags yet. You just kind of discover it as you go along. And that's the movement. That's the beauty of it, is you start to really see, this is how I want to see my community respect each other. This is how I want to perhaps move away from some of the very tough things that are happening in some of our communities. This is a way in which maybe we could start to talk to each other in a more respectful way about how we are treating each other. And so there's a variety of beautiful ways in which we can move through our protective factors and still address really hard issues that are going on.
We, at the time that this grant came out, the opportunity, the Children's Issue Council had been looking at priorities and had decided that quality childcare was the first priority. At the same time, we had some terrible rates of children who were not in childcare being killed by caregivers under the age of 5, significant numbers that really captured the community's attention. We knew that children were hungry. We knew that we had the highest rate of uninsured children in the country. And so all of these factors started to sort of come together. And when I remember reading this grant opportunity and looking at that framework of the 5 protective factors and going, oh yeah, this is it.
When we started the project, I knew that we wanted to work with the 5 communities in the State Association to figure out as many possible ways that the Strengthening Families protective factors could be woven into the work that United Ways do, whether it's their funding work or their public policy work, or how they think about building community, or how they encourage their partner organizations to behave. And so it was in some ways a grand experiment. And I have to say that it has really exceeded what I could have envisioned. I mean, I knew that it was going to be terrific. I just didn't know what it was going to be. And now listening to what the different sites have done, the diversity of strategies and approaches and results is pretty awesome to me. And I don't consider this moment in time the end of the work. I think we're just beginning.
Strengthening Families protective factors, if they're described in layman's terms, are very easy to wrap your hands around and your heart around. They're what everybody wants. So it's just continuously talking and explaining and moving forward.